They really need to see this. So we are recording. I hope I started recording. Let me see now. Okay, yeah, we're recording. So now let's get out of here. And I'm going to share my screen again. Sorry about that. So on the first day of class, which should be Monday, you want to start this bright and early. Then I'll tell you exactly why. This is going to be your home screen for our Canvas class. You're going to scroll down. Here's some information about how to contact me. I've got a little video that may help you understand Canvas a little bit better, which is good. And then one of the first things you need to do is get started in Vistas. Vistas is where you're going to do your online work. By the way, since I can't see you guys right now because I got to look at this screen, if you have a question, just shout it out. Okay, it's fine with me. Just shout it out. I can't see you, so let me know if you need to ask a question. It's fine. All right, purchasing your Vistas access code. Don't buy a textbook. The code is going to be enough. That has the textbook in it. Okay. By the way, once you start this course, once you purchase your Vistas access, it's not going to offer you any refunds. There are no refunds given. That's only $79, which I know is a lot, but that's cheaper than a textbook. So it's just be aware of that. Okay. You're going to get in here on Canvas, and your first job is to click on this thing. And I'll show you what's going to happen when you do it. You're going to get, now let me know, help me out, guys. Can you see that? Can you see that, or do I need to reshare the screen? Somebody tell me, can you see a new screen?
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay, all right, thanks. So you're going to get these two options. And notice that you need to have the 7th edition. If there's some other book around there, don't take it. You don't want it. And you don't want 201, you want 200, okay? So now we're going to look at details, and you'll be purchasing this thing, and you'll add it to your cart. Here's the difference, man. Print and digital access means you will have the same digital access as these people, but they will actually send you a textbook. Now, it's not a great textbook. It's just a loose leaf thing, and you got to buy a 3-ring binder to put it in, and that is $119. If you want just digital access only, which will be enough because it has the textbook in it, if that's okay with you, that's only $79. Okay. So in any case, you're going to make your choice, put it in your cart, buy it, and then you will be set up with Vistas. You'll have to establish an account. Actually, you'll do that first. You'll set up a password and stuff like that. I can't show you that process because they know, this computer knows me. Okay. So I don't get to do that. But anyway, you'll figure it out, and you can ask me questions if you need to. All right, we're going to get out of here too. Sorry, let me move this thing so I can. There we go. Now I got to get back to this. Okay, here we go. Can everybody see that okay? I hope so. All right. So purchase your access. That's the first thing. Here's something that you need to see. You have 53 assignments, 5 quizzes, and a lesson test due on Sunday, June 23rd, plus 2 Canvas assignments that are also due on Sunday, June 23rd. And that is every week after that. Okay. We get 2 weeks for the first lesson so that people can figure it out. But then it starts rolling like it's about 50 assignments every week, plus 5 quizzes, plus a lesson test, plus 2 Canvas assignments. Okay. So you can scroll down here and just check out things about how you do your assignments, the weekly workload, and so on and so forth, grading. It'll show you. I don't want to go through all that right now. I need to show you even more important stuff than that. You can check that out. One of the things that you really need to be aware of is clicking on this inbox to check out your emails that I send you, or if you need to send me an email, this is probably the best way to do it. You've also got a calendar over here that'll show you when Canvas assignments are due, but they're going to be right here anyway, so you don't really need anything more than that. Now, here's what you really got to do. Announcements. You have to look at this announcements thing. It's incredibly important. I cannot tell you how important this is if you want to be successful in this class. First of all, I've recorded videos for each lesson that we do, 6 lessons. So if you click on this, you've got 6 options here. Here's lesson 1 overview, and that will teach you very briefly what we have to know, the basics of what we have to know for every lesson. That may help you out. I don't really know if that will help you that much, but I made the videos for you, so take a look. This is also very important. Getting help on an activity in Vistas is actually pretty critical. I'm not going to go through with you all of it, but I do want to tell you to check your scores in Vistas, because the computer grades things, and you make one little spelling error and you get no credit for your whole sentence for anything. So, and I'll show you a little, here's an example that I put in this thing. An example of computer grading would be if you write la estudiante instead of, and you forget to hit the space bar, right? So you write it as one word. The computer doesn't recognize this and you get a 0 for no matter what else you wrote in the thing. So I give you a way to check on your scores. I'm not going to go through that right now. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And that's how you can check on scores and make sure the computer isn't stealing points from you. You might want to get the Canvas app. Gives you notifications about when things are due. By the way, I've got a census certification. You'll need to read this one to remind yourself. June 20th, if you haven't submitted work by June 20th, I am required to drop you from the class, okay? And there are exceptions for that, but you know, if you haven't submitted anything by June 20th, I don't think you're gonna pass the class. And that's my honest opinion about it. Then there's other things. You also really ought to read help to get you started. It's an important one. Read that. The rest of it's not that important, but make sure you check announcements. Now, I also want to show you assignments. You can access the assignments from the home page, but this is a nice little list. You just click on assignments and it will show you your discussion post. By the way, let's look at this. I give you, oh, okay, I'm sorry. This is out of my control. The thing opens up when it opens up and I can't fix that. Just, you're not allowed to see some things. I don't know. I guess they don't want students starting early or something like that, but I can't show you that now in student view. And that's where I got to be. So anyway, that gives a basic and very quick, I know, overview of how to deal with Canvas. And what you can do is, since I'm recording this, I'm going to send it out an email. So if you want to review anything in here, you'll be able to do that. Now I've got to stop the share for a minute because what I've got to do is get to a different screen. And it's going to be this one, I hope. Yep. Okay, let's go back and share the screen. And we're going to go right here. Okay, guys. When you get into visas, remember I just showed you how to purchase your visas access? Okay, what you're going to see is basically you're not going to see this screen, unfortunately, and I can't show it to you because this program recognizes me, so it never takes me to the beginning page. But what you're going to see is this right here. Now, this is a picture of your textbook, and I know you can hardly see it, I know that, but it's a picture of a man standing on a huge salt flat down in Bolivia. Evidently, the salt flats in Bolivia are bigger than the ones we have in Salt Lake. So they're pretty big, right? But in any case, just click on it. That's to get started. Click on the picture of our textbook. That's all you have to do. It'll be this textbook because that's where you purchased your access to, okay? Once you do that, you're going to get here. Now, this is your dashboard, and this is where you're going to submit all the work that counts for 85% of your semester grade. Canvas only counts for 15%, so that's a chunk, but this is where you really need to be concerned about getting your work done. Notice that it tells you right here that by June 23rd, you've got 50 activities. Actually, it should say 53, but I already opened some of them, just sort of rehearsing for this. 5 quizzes, a test. And I also wanted to show you this. If you scroll down, you'll see your quizzes that are due, okay? And that's one way to access your quizzes. There's other ways too. And I can't access this either because it's not allowed to be opened until the 10th, the first day of class. It's just how they do it. But I can show you other things. Now, you can just follow along in this by these are your activities that you need to get done by June 23rd, and you can just go start. I'm allowed to show you the activities for some reason. So you can hit start, and then you can just pick, I guess I just sort of pick this one. So let's just hit this one. You can pick either, it doesn't really matter. It's going to show you stuff. And then what you can do is go to, actually, sorry, this is not our best one to start with. Let me go back, sorry. This will be clearer for you when you do it, but what I want to do right now is just show you a different way to do this. If you come to assignments up here on your dashboard, come to assignments. First of all, I'm going to start by showing you our calendar. This is important for you guys. It's really critical. So let's get to this. This is our calendar just for visas. It's not for Canvas. 2 separate calendars that you got to keep an eye on. And you will notice that it shows you right here that you got 53 activities, 5 quizzes, and a lesson test. Now, for some reason, they always put these quizzes out of order with the lesson test. The lesson test should be last. So don't worry about that. Just do them in order. They'll be in order as you do them. You don't have to worry about that. I want to go back here though, and I want to show you some activities, okay? Activities means the assignments you have to do. Assessments mean the quizzes and tests that you have to take. And then we're going to talk about grades, and then we'll pretty much be done. Let's look at activities though. All right, if you do get to your activities this way, I wish they hadn't done this, but they did. You don't know, nothing. It looks like there's nothing to do. What you need to do is click on this. Unfortunately, this is a brand new thing. I don't know why they do it, but look, click on this. And now you get to lesson 1. There's nothing in here. See how it says nothing assigned? Okay, so get to lesson 1, click on that. Sorry, don't know why this is taking so long. Okay, there we go. Now, I opened a couple of these already, but now you can see your due dates, and everything with a due date is due by that date. By the way, you can go all activities. It may be there when you open this thing up, and I would not keep it there because look, it shows you so many activities, but your clue is this due date. So only do the things with a due date. You can do the other ones, but that's a lot of extra time. So I would just keep it on assigned only. And so you're going to do contextos, you're going to do fotonovela. I'll tell you, some of them do not have things like if you click on pronunciation, you'll see that there's nothing assigned. There's nothing to do. So don't worry about it. Don't do anything, right? So just go through these things, and these will come up on your dashboard. You don't have to access them this way. There's many different ways to do this. I did want to show you something really important. This is the only way I can access this today. This is a really critical tool for you. The vocabulary is always at the very end of all these things here, okay? And you just click on it, and there's really nothing to do here. This is not an assignment. It's just a dictionary for you. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to put in. By the way, do you have time or energy to memorize all these words? No, you don't. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't. But should you be familiar with at least most of them? Yeah, you really should. But if there's some word that they use in an assignment that you're working on, and you don't know what it is, and it's in lesson 1, you'll probably find it here. And they really got some cool things. For example, if I click on this, it tells you how to say it. So that's as good as pronunciation. You can work on your stuff that way if you want to. This is also pretty cool too. If you want to kind of test yourself, you can get rid of the English, or you can get rid of the Spanish, or you can have both. Although I'll be honest with you, looking at both of these things and think you're not really studying, you're really studying when you just have one open. Okay. So do you know what hasta mañana means? Well, you probably do, but do you know what el conductor means or la conductora? That's the way to test it. Okay. So let's get out of here. Let's return to activities. And let's do something else here. I'm going to show you. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this now. These are some of the assignments you got to do for the first sort of grammatical stuff, okay? All this stuff, contextos, fotonovela, and well, cultura too, will help you sort of get vocab and things like that. That's pretty important. Now, I want to show you this is kind of important. Let's say this is your first assignment. Now, I already looked at this earlier, but I click on this and just click start. And there's actually nothing to do here. You just click on it and you get 1 point. But literally there's thousands of points. It's not that important, but this is your textbook. This is how you get to your textbook, and I'll show you another way too. This textbook is actually a pretty good book. You can make it bigger. You can scroll around in it. You can go to the next page if you want to. And by the way, this is something good for me to show you. You will see that this is actually a textbook here, right? You can't try to submit any work here. It's not going to work. This is what you're basically going to be doing online in the activities. So don't try to submit any work here. This is not your textbook. It's just a picture of your textbook, okay? But this is where you're going to get the grammar. Let me make this a little bigger for you. So this is where we study about nouns, things like chico, pasajero, chica, pasajera, things like that. And you need to know it. This is absolutely part of your workload, knowing this stuff to some extent, right? Now, I got to get out of here. By the way, could you guys see all that? Or was that not being shared?
We could see it all.
Oh, you can see it. You can see the textbook? Okay, because it doesn't always work that way. All right, let me get back to where we were. Oh, I see. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just, let's see. Sorry. I can't remember how to get out of here. I'm sorry about that. What happened here? Oh my gosh. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Give me a second here. Oh, here's where I want to be. I'm sorry. Can you guys see that? Okay.
Yeah.
A new page, different page. Come on,
Yes.
somebody speak up. Tell me yes or no. Okay, good. Because I can't see you guys. Okay, so now we're back in activities. So that's where you're going to find your textbook. Here's something else, though. You really need to look at it. If you've not studied Spanish before, you need a little extra help. Do this interactive tutorial. It doesn't count for any real points. It's only 1 point. But this is your teacher. This is your teacher online. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, first of all, so just click start. And you're going to get and click start again. And I'm going to pause it for a second. This little guy is your teacher. And I know this seems kind of silly, but he is, and he's a pretty good teacher. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and let's just see what he says. Now, I'm not going to take the time to watch this whole thing with you, but I want to show you it's only about 7 minutes long, and that will teach you what you need to know. This is another way to access your textbook. If you come up, this little thing is supposed to be a book. This shows you what pages this is on, and when you click on it, you'll go directly to that textbook. I won't do it this time, but keep this in mind, okay? Now, let's return to activities, and I want to show you one more important thing about Vistas. This is critical, guys, because the computer really takes away a lot of points if you make a tiny little spelling error. So I'm going to show you what to do about that. Here's your first grammatical exercise. Now, if you've read through this and watched this, you're ready to start on these things. So here we go. Let's check it out. This is our first assignment. And if you've studied and you've done all your work, you know what a definite article and an indefinite article are. And you know el, la, los, and las, and you also know un, una, unos, and unas, right? You're ready to go, right? So they want you to write one of these 4 in each of these blanks. So let's do it. So I'll say el, then I'll say los, then I'll say la, and I'll say el, and then I'll say las. Okay, and I'm done. And I've done a great job. But now let's say, now I haven't submitted this yet, but what's going to happen is I'm going to do I'm going to do these all wrong. I'm going to do them wrong. Okay. In fact, I'm just going to do the wrong. I should be using un, una, unos for unos, but I'm going to say I missed that, and I'm just going to do them all wrong. And then I'm going to submit. By the way, before I submit, I want you to look at this, ask your instructor. This is how you're going to ask me questions. Just writing me an email is confusing because I have no idea what exercise you're on. And then I have to go look for your exercise and try to find it. And it's just difficult. I'll show you how this works in just a second. Now, I'm going to hit submit. Boom. And I should get some instant feedback. Correct, 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 correct. Great. I'm doing great. And I scroll down and go, oops, wait a second. I blew this. Fortunately for this one, you get another try. So you can retry on this one. For almost all the assignments, you get 2 chances. However, be aware, for quizzes, tests, and your final exam, you get 1 shot. You get 1 shot, and that's it. So know what you're doing before you hit submit. Now, guys, I don't want to retry this because what I want to do is show you something. So I'm going to go ask your instructor. And this is how you have to ask me a question. Like if you do think something wrong, it's just not making sense. Sorry. Okay. Let me get out of here. Sorry. I was impatient. There we go. This is what you're going to see if you need to ask me a question. So you come down here and you go, wait a second, these were perfectly good. I did all these right. And I know this one. So what you can do is click anywhere you want inside a pink box. So click here, and then you get this. And then you just type, Dave, can you tell me what, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever. Okay, submit your thing and hit submit on that, then I will get an email. Now, you can actually try this again, but you might want to just wait until I get back to you, which might not be instantaneously, but I'll get back to you for sure. I try to check every single day. Now, let's go back to activities because I want to show you one more thing. It's kind of important. Let's say you get your scores back and you're not too happy. Let's look at grades here. So you got dashboard, assignments, which has 3 very useful places, and grades. And this is where you want to check on your grades to find out if the computer screwed you around, okay? So right now we got no scores because I'm just starting this thing, right? So I've got no cumulative scores, but what you want to do is take a look over here at scores. So this is your overview, but there it is. It says overview, but you want to go to scores. Now, take a look. I got 100% on these tutorials because I looked at them. That's all you have to do. Just look at them. But I'm going to go down here to Estructura 1. Oh, I love this. I love this. But that doesn't look so good. 50%. That's not very good. Now, you already know why I didn't get a very good grade on this. I did it on purpose. But the main thing is, if you look at this and you click on it, and you find that it's just because you made a silly spelling error. Like maybe you put 2 L's in L. Well, the computer's going to count that wrong. But to my mind, that seems like just a simple spelling error. So you bring that to my attention by using Ask Your Instructor. And actually, you have to retry it on your own first. But then you can ask your instructor one more time. And then I can correct it. If the computer made a mistake that I don't agree with, I just think it's too harsh a grading, I'll fix that for you. But that's how you ask me a question. And that's how you can check on your scores. Okay, now let's go back to activities. And I don't think there's a whole lot more I need to tell you in this. Do I have any quick questions right now? Okay, I'm going to stop the share because I really can't think of anything else that I need to tell you guys. So are there any general questions? Questions about getting set up? Questions about getting this work done? I know that was a lot. That was a lot to digest, but I'm recording it, so I'll send it out to you guys. Anything you want to ask me about? Okay, then I will just mention that it's pretty important for you guys to get started Monday morning. Now, it doesn't usually happen, but sometimes students have trouble purchasing their access or things just go weird. That usually only happens when I have more than one section. But if you're experiencing issues, talking to me about it, emailing me is, I'll be very sympathetic, but I'm going to tell you, I mean, I understand it's stressful, it's frustrating. But what I'm going to tell you to do is call the student hotline, the student helpline, I should say, for Vistas, which is on our Canvas homepage. And you talk to them, and yes, they will pick up the phone, believe it or not. They will not leave you on hold forever. Or if it's really busy, they'll say you can leave your number and they'll call you back. And they're the only guys that can help you with that. My hands are tied. I have no ability to help you if you can't get into Vistas. Now, if you're just having trouble with an assignment, then that's my job. Okay, now I know this is a pretty quick overview, but I think it's a set as I can make it for you. There's nothing else you can do but just jump in, get your feet wet, and get working on it. Do you guys got any last questions for me before I stop this recording? Okay, then I'm going to say goodbye to everybody, and I'm going to stop this recording.